All right. Sponsored by Thornbush. Got to try this. I hear this and lemonade are the absolute fire. So, blackberry bourbon, it's great. You can get it here in Bardstown. Probably some other places starting to expand out. Also, the Bond, the same company that makes this. It's amazing. Got to try it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the K and
O Show.
All right, crazy weekend, really crazy week for us, but I just got done putting on the NASGA NASGA Legends Masters National Championship. That's a mouthful. Anyways, had to do that all weekend. I did not get to see a lot of football. My partner in crime here did. He saw quite a bit. Watched several, was texting me back and forth. I couldn't even respond to him. But he saw quite a bit of games, so Big O will probably do a lot of talking today. Up first. Knowles get their first win. As ugly as my first girlfriend, but it's a win. We'll take it. We'll take it all day. So we won't talk much about that. They won 14-9. Nothing exciting. Offense is still like watching paint dry. Defense much improved, or was Cal that bad? Don't know. Don't care. We'll take the win. Moving on. Big O. What happened? Colorado Baylor. Tell us what happened.
Man, insane finish at the end.
Yes, it was, wasn't it?
Travis Hunter tackles a guy, fumbles, goes into overtime, but there's way much before that. And was there?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Into regulation. Now, question. If the kid had caught the first pass, I think he falls down and doesn't score. So that game might have been over. So, to give you a recap, Sanders with, 8 seconds left maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, he throws a pass. Kid catches it at the does not catch it at the 2-yard line, but I think he would have fallen down and time would have ran out.
Yeah, the guy was on him.
Right. So they get a second chance. They got 2 seconds left. Is that right, Big O?
3.
3 seconds, something like that. Shadar rolls to the left. He's right-handed and throws, it was a laser beam, wasn't it, Big O? What a dart. Touchdown. Game goes into overtime. They hit their PAT. Game goes into overtime. And then they go down. I guess Colorado scores. And then what happens? You say Travis?
Hunter hits the ball, or
Yep.
gets the ball out, and
Rolls to the end zone.
rolls to the end zone.
Crowd rush the field.
I think they did, yeah.
Oh, man. Crowd rushes the field over poor Baylor, who's not like number one in the nation. But, hey, Colorado gets a big win. Big O said it. Insane finish. It was crazy. Then we go, Big O, what was that? James Madison and North Carolina defensive struggle. What was that score?
It was 70-50. James Madison.
70-50. And what was the total yardage for both teams, Big O?
1,200 yards between both teams.
Yeah, over 1,200 yards. I think a big problem, North Carolina had 5 turnovers.
Yeah.
And James Madison had 53 points in the first half. Is that right, Big O?
Mm-hmm.
So they only scored 17 points in the second half. So North Carolina, if they had played like that all half, or the whole game, maybe that would have helped them out. But 1,200 yards? Wow. Big O, would you say that's probably a slobber knocker?
Not at all.
Not at all. Barn burner, more like it. Track meet, yeah. So it's fun to watch those games, but man, it's not if you're a coach, not if you're a defense coordinator. Trust me. Now getting into some of our bigger games. Me and Big O were picking our games this week, and we picked Tennessee to beat Oklahoma, and they did, right?
Yeah.
I was most impressed, I thought, with Tennessee defense. What do you think, Big O?
Yeah, Tennessee's defense did really good, only allowing not many points.
Well, yeah, I think. Well, I had to go back and look at the score, but they held him and harassed that poor quarterback all day. So the biggest thing you see about is their offense. Like, they've been scoring like 60 points a game, but I've been watching, man. Their defense is absolutely legit. So they're going to make some noise, I think, in the SEC. Do you think, Big O, they have enough firepower to beat Georgia?
Oh, definitely. Tennessee, I think they can beat Georgia after looking at Kentucky, Georgia.
All right. So going off of that game, Big O's thinking Tennessee's got a shot.
Tennessee has a great atmosphere, so
if they had to play them, could be a tough one. The biggest thing was the upfront defensive line just absolutely was really giving fits. Now, also, I don't think anybody probably really knew much about this unless you're a Tennessee fan. Tennessee had 2 starting linemen out. So yeah, they had some injuries on the offensive line, still look pretty decent, so they'll be all right. Crazy game. Did you pick Vandy to be that close against Missouri, Big O?
No, I think Missouri's a fraud.
You think Missouri's you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Big O calling it. Missouri is a fraud. Big O said it. I don't know what to tell you. Really close game. Double overtime. How many field goals did that kid miss, Big O?
3.
3 field goals. Now, as a coach, would you have let him kick the game-winning field goal in overtime, or would you have been a little bit wary about that?
I think there'd be too much pressure, honestly.
Yeah, so he hits the kid. Missouri ends up winning. Kid hits that field goal at the end, but he missed 3, so that wasn't good. So Big O has called Missouri a fraud. And now what about Vandy? Are they better than what you think?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Especially in the SEC. I thought they wouldn't be that good like they have in the past decade or so. But they've been really good beating Virginia Tech.
Virginia, but then they lost a crazy game to Georgia Southern or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah. So that was kind of crazy. And then almost goes in and beats had Missouri on the ropes, man. Missouri also struggled against Boston College too, didn't they? So Big O's got good reason to call Missouri a fraud, but there it is, ladies and gentlemen. We're moving right along here. Our next one is we're going to go over our sleeper teams. I'll do mine first. Both the mine and Big O's sleeper teams lost. Big O's sleeper team lost last week, and a turnaround loss this week. Nebraska and Illinois. Nebraska was my sleeper team, and Nebraska and Illinois did have a slobber knocker. It went right down to the wire, went all the way into overtime, and in overtime, Nebraska fell apart. They gave up 3 sacks on their drive. I mean, just awful. Illinois just got it done, played tough ball. They are right now at 4-0. So Illinois is undefeated. That's crazy. Crazy to even think about. So we got that going on with our sleepers. Then you got NC State and Clemson. What was that score, Big O?
35-49?
59. Yeah. So Clemson puts up almost 60 on what we thought was a pretty tough NC State defense. But I don't know. After Clemson got smashed by Georgia, they put some points up. So we'll see if see how real they are, because NC State's looking like they're a little lackluster right now. They're on a 2-game skid, not good for them. So me and Big O, both our sleeper teams lost this week. So I think we made the joke. Big O said, "My team's not only a sleeper team, they're asleep." So understand, my friend. I'm going to do the Louisville game right now. So Louisville, Georgia Tech. I was hoping Georgia Tech was good because, they beat the Seminoles. They come in and gave Louisville some fits, and I'm going to tell you there's 2 things that happened that made it possible for Louisville to win this game. Georgia Tech racked up 410 yards, 300 and something in the air, 100 on the ground. Heinz King played a heck of a game, was leading rusher, and then passed for 315 or something like that. But they fumbled. I think it was on an option pitch. Kid hits it. Louisville grabs it, scores a touchdown on defense. That's big. That's a big turner. Then Georgia Tech gets a kick blocked, and the kid runs it in for a touchdown. So that's 14 points off of one defensive and then one special teams. That's huge. Like, you're scoring every way possible. That's really big. Louisville went up more. Got a hold or chop block call on a screen pass. But talking to some Louisville fans this week, they are not 100% Louisville's that good. They're not. Defense is a little suspect, they think. I didn't watch the game, so I can't really tell you. But what I can say is that Louisville is jumped out to 3-0 now because I think they had a bye week. Louisville is up next at Notre Dame, which I'm going to. I'm going to watch the Louisville-Notre Dame game. Never been to Notre Dame Stadium, so me and three of my buds are headed up. We're going to take it all in, see how that game goes. We'll see what happens. That was a Georgia Tech Louisville game, which could have easily went either way had Georgia Tech not had the miscues they had. So tough one there. Now, for our UK-Ohio report, which looking at the score didn't look like there was much to report there, Big O. What'd you see in the game?
Kentucky. First thing I want to point out, Kentucky's clock management, their staff is not really that good. Because at the end of the half, they wasted 30 seconds of just lining up, trying to get ready to snap the ball.
Now, they have a timeout or anything, Big O?
They had some timeouts, but they just used it every 5 seconds.
So they were basically wasting the timeouts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
And our offense looked progressively better. Our O-line looked way better than South Carolina week 2.
Yeah.
Brock Vandagriff's main target this season, I hope, is Dane Key. He had 176 yards catching and just 7 catches. He had one crazy play where he hurdled 2 guys.
Oh, wow, really?
And gets into the end zone. So.
What was the final score on that, Big O?
41-6,
okay.
Kentucky.
Now, you think the defense is still playing like they played against Georgia?
Yeah, Kentucky had 2 interceptions, 1 at pick 6. So
all right.
They forced a fumble, and they did really good on defense.
All right. So, now, do you think the offense is going to look that good against, let's say, Tennessee?
It matters what Tennessee's defense is. Tennessee's defense is really good, but Kentucky's offense.
Yeah, do you think the offensive line will hold up? Because they didn't against South Carolina, but they seem to hold up against Georgia.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Not really, does
Not
it?
really.
Yeah. So who has Kentucky got next? Do we know?
Ole Miss.
Oh, wow. Now, here's a crazy thing that Owen won't tell you. Middle of the week, I said, Owen, what's the score going to be? And he goes, Kentucky by, I think, 35. They won by 35. So I don't know how he does this. And why I don't bet every time he makes these predictions, I don't know, because a lot of times he's not right. So there's that. Time for one of our Owen facts. And we've got, let's see, have the Kentucky plays Ole Miss next week.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the score will be?
I think Ole Miss wins by 10. 20 to
Whoa,
10. 20 to 30.
20 to 30.
Yeah,
So
it'll be one of those.
Kentucky's going to score 20, and you think Ole Miss is going to put up 30.
Yeah.
All right. 20-30. There's your Owen fact. There's a 50-50 chance it could be right. But there's also a 50-50 chance it could be wrong. There it is. All right. shorter show this week. Not quite as long as usual. We covered a lot of stuff pretty quick. We didn't really elaborate on a lot of stuff, partially because Kentucky played really well against Ohio. Big O, anything else you want to say to our viewers and sponsors and our millions and millions of viewers watching us?
What about that FIU game?
Oh yeah, Monmouth beat Florida International.
Yeah.
I'd have to look it up. I don't even know I don't know if Monmouth is like a Division III school or what. Look that up, Big O. What is Monmouth? Y'all give us 1 second. We're gonna look this up. Should have already had this looked up, but we got other stuff we're doing today.
Colonial Athletic Association.
Colonial Athletic Association. Yeah. So they are, I guess, maybe, I don't know.
They lost
probably.
To Lafayette.
Oh wow. So Florida International. Now they're not world beaters, but I mean, come on. So Monmouth ends up beating Florida International in a crazy, I think, won by 3. Like it's 45-42 or something like that. So that was another crazy game. Anything else, Big O?
Nope.
All right, Big O is done. Now listen, when you're watching this, keep in mind, Big O is single. See you guys next week.